Hey, this is Gavin from Bush, and you are on Blunt US.
Here's a man that needs no introduction at all. It is Gavin Rossdale of Bush. Congratulations on the brand new album, I Beat Loneliness. I've got to say, it's very refreshing to hear someone like yourself tackle these kind of issues head on. I can imagine it'd be time on the road would be very challenging and that sort of thing. So were you able to relate a lot back to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, for me, loneliness as a theme, I mean, look, Glycerine, I'm never alone, but I'm alone all the time, or there's loneliness is a killer. I have one record. It's an incredible part of life. You can feel lonely within a large group of people, specifically, you can feel lonely with a large group. People have a lot of trauma
Yeah.
and everyone does their best. And it's a miracle that any of us get together. I'm not like a doom and gloom person at all, but I do like the kind of accepting the truth of life and the accepting the vulnerabilities of life. Because if I say it, people read it, feel it, and then they feel seen and people connect with it. And it just elevates society in a weird way. It sounds too flash or highfalutin, like I'm going to affect that. I wanted to make something that people could relate to, as opposed to make something that was aspirational. I love the idea of giving people something valuable that kind of makes them feel seen. I think that if you're sort of open and vulnerable, you invite people connecting with you. So much of life we see of these lives that are sort of out of reach for most people. And we all look at it thinking our life isn't quite as good. We have sort of like
Yeah.
a kind of insecurity about things because life is so fast. And if you fall off the grid or it's just so relentless. And the pace of life is a lot. It's hard for young people um, to get going. It's hard for old people to feel loved or relevant. Everybody's in this sort of looking over their shoulder mode. AI is taking over. Technology is dominating everything. What would you do if you were thinking about what to do with your life? You're 19, 20, 21, 24, 25. It's a minefield. And so people are just feeling very sensitized, I feel like. And this mental health coming to the fore is long overdue. People have always struggled, but struggled in too much in silence. I mean, I let in the cable sleep in 1999. It's like silence is not the way and how to connect with people.
Yeah.
But life is a constant evolution. And we're all learning how to be better. And so I wanted to do a record that showed my evolution as a person.
For sure. You've 100% hit the nail on the head with that one. And it's great that people will have this one to be able to relate through and help get through if they're in, similar situations. But Gavin, I've got to say, the song Scars and the lyrics, Angels Written on Your Body, I just think that was amazing there. How did that come about?
Thank you. I don't know how any of these come about. I just put myself in these situations where I'm in a studio and I create environments that I find inspiring. And
Yeah.
then literally when I'm in them, I just in this process, this making of this record, there's 9 songs that I did on my own, so there's no one there. And I just asked myself what I was thinking and confronted myself, quite aggressively so that the truth would come out.
Yeah.
No artifice. And then when I would write with Eric on the 3 songs I wrote with Eric, I just wrote quickly because I'm in the studio with him and he's sort of humming a bit of doing top lines. It's like I just want to write the song and be done with it. And so there I write really quick. So there I'm confronted in a different way of like, fuck, I've got to get my ideas out. I'm like, it's like I've only got so many hours in the studio. So I sort of get under pressure. But I'm quite focused in the studio. So, but at home, I have the luxury of making the music and then looping it, and going downstairs, getting a beer, let it play
Yeah.
through the house. Just me and the dog. And it's fucking loud as fuck. And I'm just like waiting for something to happen. Then when the lightning strikes is because I'm sat in the room in that environment. And I have inspiring kind of different things I may have written that I've made notes of. But generally, it's just sitting in that room and just like, what is it? What are you thinking? And so, scars are angels written on your body. It's like I go, thank you. I
Yeah.
write it down. You know, Actually, it's that. It's just an incredible. thing, and I've done it for a long time now, writing songs, and it's to me it's magic, and I'm so thrilled still when I write a song. I literally, it's the greatest thing. Makes me, apart from my kids, my dog, and my girlfriend, uh, it's the happiest that makes me. You know, to write a song, I feel the most like I did what I said I was going to do. Like I'm not a fraud. Like I'm not like fucking fronting. Because I've fronted loads of things in my life, bullshit certain things and this that. But as I'm a songwriter, and so when I write a song, I feel like yes, it's like I'm an artisan bread maker. Do you know what I mean? I make a wicked loaf of bread, and I go, "Fuck, this is a good day." So if I write a song, it makes me feel really. It makes me feel proud of myself, which being a self-punitive English person is really a stretch.
Oh, and as you should be, because like you said, you've been doing it for over 30 years. I believe 16 Stone was one of the first albums I ever heard, and I've been hooked ever since. But you're a jack of many trades, Gavin. You kind of mentioned it there with baking bread. Like you're a cook as well, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, I mean, I'm a home cook. I have a really weird affinity with making really good tasting food. I don't know what it is. Do you know what I mean? It's like I play tennis. I'm obsessed with tennis.
Yes.
And my forehand just pisses me off, and I'm always trying to find it. My backhand's sweet. So it's not like everything goes right for me. But for some reason, I can really cook. I don't know why. It just was a very natural alchemy for me, very natural passion, connection. I practice it a lot. I've got hungry kids that live with me.
Yeah.
My boys. My girlfriend's got a great appetite. It's just I'm constantly cooking when I'm home. I just was trying to think of something to stay home. As usual, there's something. I look way smarter than I am because I did the show because I wanted to stay home, be with my boys, and also I wanted to control my narrative. When I tried to do the first two, the pilots were done before podcasts. I had a lifetime of being edited by everyone I spoke to. I was always filtered.
Yeah.
And if I ever went on TV on a show, it was like a 2 minute segment on a late night TV show. So I was like, fuck that. I don't like this no voice bullshit. So I thought, we'll have a TV show, be yourself. What can you do? I can't do much. I could sort of give tennis lessons to a bunch of people, then a bunch of people I couldn't. I'm not that good. I'm like, like medium. I thought about this thing about originally it was going to be six people, and then I was going to have dinner with John Favreau to see how he did this show called Dinner for five. Anyway, I was like, fuck five fucking people. Everyone's so stiff, and those TV shows around there have dinners, stiff as fucking boards. All of them. I watch them all.
Yeah.
And whenever they make food for other people, try and chat. Is the guy cooking is chatting, and everyone's like, "Ugh." It's super stiff, awkward. It's bullshit. It's not real. It's not real. And plus, it's too bourgeois talking about the fucking food. Who gives a fuck? Like, who gives a fuck? It's much more interesting to have a dinner with someone, have a great laugh, have a good few drinks if that's what you like. I did a couple of non-alcoholic evenings. I did cocktails, mocktails, but it's nothing better than having a really good bash a few drinks, make someone some food, and then talk to them. And so the food is really secondary. It's like the subplot. It's about so what does it say about but it turned into in tandem with the album, showing people everyone else's journey and that it's not that easy. And therefore, again, full circle, like showing people that something they can relate to, as opposed to something that's like finished fancy product, like cooking on the Riviera. And that's just nonsense. It's like these are these interesting people's journeys so that
Yeah.
people watching get inspired, they feel connected, and they don't feel hopeless because they just feel like it's hard for everybody, and it should. I wanted to give people inspiration to go and chase life.
Yeah, that is amazing right there. And I haven't actually seen this series, just a trailer at this stage. It's not
Mm.
here yet. But just by looking at it, it looks like you make some amazing meals and some amazing guests and conversations and that sort of thing. It made me wonder, Gavin, do you think this is something that you could have done if you didn't pursue like the music career, like be a chef or something like that?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I could have worked in a kitchen. I mean, for me, the cook is different to a chef. Like chef,
Yep.
I have a lot of respect for chefs. So I'm so far from a chef, but I'm just a really mad home cook. But could I work in a restaurant and cope with? Yeah, yeah, of course. Cooking is a beautiful thing, but it's a process. It's not the most complicated thing in the world. And once you've learned a recipe, for example, you work. I think that there's a lot of similarity between cooks, chefs, and musicians, and that's the having to be consistent every night.
Yeah.
A restaurant lives and dies by the night service, and you have like one, two, three bad services, your restaurant's going to start to explode or implode. Similarly with music, I cannot give a bad performance. I have to give like the most incredible meal to every single person that comes to see me at any time, every show. You just have to, because otherwise you die.
Yeah, because they're not going to come back.
Otherwise you
And
die.
yeah.
That's how I've stayed alive for 34 years. I've never been in the UFC of life like I am and not really fought. I'm tough. So things don't go my way. I keep at them. This cooking show took a long time to get made. It took a lot of no's. 6 years of no.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
wanted to have a company called 6 Years of No. I think this is so great because it's good for people to know that. It's good to know people that life is not instant. My own kids are guilty of it. I've sort of failed them by the virtue of them possibly thinking that life should go quicker. You order in a restaurant. Where's the pizza, Dad?
Yeah.
Well, you just ask them, and you see everyone else in this restaurant. They're also got to be yes, but kids and people just find it hard to process patience and the time it takes to do things. So when they don't get things, there's a danger that people can give up long before they should.
Yeah, no, very well said right there. And I'll just switch things up real quickly here, Gavin. I was going to talk to you a little bit about 16 Stone. Like, that very much holds its own to its day. I remember it popping up in movies like Fear and whatnot back in the day. But then just recently, it popped up on like AEW, like the wrestling. What does that mean to you that a
It
song in
did.
that album has held up so much to this day, 30 years on?
What's so funny is I sometimes introduce the songs that we play from 16 Stone. And I try and emphasize the innocence with which all those songs are written.
Yeah.
They're written on the back of two failed bands, 5, 6 years of disappointment and no, and disillusionment. Well, not disillusionment, because look, I stayed the course, but a few years of failure. I mean, you can say failure if you're a negative person, or you say positive person. You say I was learning my craft, and I actually found out the band. Like the first band I was in, I'd sort of just got a guitar. I was barely able to play like some four busking chords. So no one asked me my musical opinion. I was just struggling on my own when I was trying to learn how to play a C. And then then that band broke up. Then I was in a band with a guy who's actually a really great guitar player, Emil, but he's a blues guitar player, which is my least favorite type of guitar. Made an entire rock career avoiding the blues. I've had in the slide on Zen, possibly there's Nigel, but I don't have blues changes, I don't have blues solos, nothing bluesy about Bush, nothing,
Yeah.
right? And I'm really proud of that. So I learned what band I didn't want to be in by being in that middle band. And then I started writing on my own, and I wasn't very good at writing or playing, but I just forged it. And so I've maintained that sort of feral quality ever since.
Bush's I Beat Loneliness is out now. Be sure to pick it up and check these guys out on tour through until early September. Pick those tickets up at bushofficial.com and be sure to check out Gavin's cooking show streaming now. Gavin, thanks so much.
All right, mate, thanks a lot. Cheers.